What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Filip Hrgovic, Andy Ruiz. Get this, purse bid ordered, contradicting the IBF rules for interim title fights. The previously ordered Filip Hrgovic / Andy Ruiz interim title fight will now head to purse bid, unless, of course, the IBF reviews its own rules and reverses the course. Boxing Scene has confirmed that the 30-day period assigned to the Hrgovic-Ruiz interim IBF title fight has concluded without the two sides reaching a deal. The sanctioning bodies notified all registered promoters that the ordered contest is now the subject of a February 28th purse bid hearing. On January 11, 2023, the IBF ordered Filip Hrgovic and Andy Ruiz to begin negotiations for the IBF Heavyweight Interim Championship title. The IBF President Daryl People stated in an official letter, a copy of which was obtained by BoxingScene.com, an agreement could not be reached, and on February 13, 2013, Mr. Nisi Sutherland, representing Filip Hrgovic, requested an immediate purse bid. Hrgovic is co-promoted by the Wasserman Boxing and Matchroom Boxing, while Ruiz is represented by TGB Promotions, the primary promotional outfit under the Premier Boxing Champions. The notice states that all interested participants must submit bids no later than 15 minutes prior to the hearing, which is scheduled for February 28th at 12 p.m. The purse bid must be accompanied by a $5,000 non-refundable participation fee. The winning bidder must also submit a 10% deposit of the total amount of time of the hearing, followed by another 10% within 5 business days of the purse bid procedure. There exists a glaring issue, however. The IBF Rule 16B covering contestants from interim title fights state that if an interim bout cannot be negotiated, no purse bid offer will be held. The contestants must agree on the terms of the bout. The winner of the interim title will be the mandatory challenger for the champion. The language of the ruling clearly indicates that such ordered contests, and either with a deal reached for an interim title fight or simply dissolve in the absence of an agreement between proposed contestants. The conflict is further illustrated by the absence of a defined purse split for the ordered hearing in the letter submitted to all IBF registered promoters. Croatia's Hrgovic, which is 15-0 and 12 knockouts, is already the IBF mandatory challenger to the unified heavyweight titleist Alexander Usyk. The 2016 bronze medalist advanced to the top contender slot following an off-the-canvas split decision win over China's Zhilei Zhang, which is now 21-1-13, late August in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The bout took place on the undercard of Usyk's repeat win over Anthony Joshua to defend the unified titles he claimed from the two-time champ in their first meeting in September of Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Hrgovic has been eager to take a stay-busy fight, while Usyk was approved to purse an undisputed championship versus the Lineal/WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Initially ordered a mandatory title fight between Usyk and Hrgovic last November, with Hrgovic's side demanding an immediate purse bid hearing. The IBF initially ordered a mandatory title fight between Usyk and Hrgovic, which Hrgovic's side demanding an immediate purse bid hearing. The matter was tabled until early this month, when the IBF offered a mea culpa in acknowledging that the WBA was the next in rotation of mandatory challengers. Another reversal could come of this development should the IBF adhere to its own rules. Those are the words of Filip Hrgovic and Andy Ruiz, according to the IBF. Yes, that was lengthy. Yes, that was long, but it had to be talked about. It had to be discussed. And I read it to you guys to let you guys know that IBF, they mess up too. Okay. See, like they've already told you, if there was no agreement, there should be no purse bid. And that wasn't the original action anyway. The original action was between Hrgovic and his mandatory purse bid split against Alexander Usyk, which was the champion. See, he's already mandatory. You know, if the IBF were going to do anything, and they were going to do it right, what they would do, they would offer, like they already did before, Andy Ruiz, along with others, because if you guys can remember, the IBF went down the list. Andy Ruiz, Luis Ortiz, a lot of fighters. He just kept going, and nobody really took the call except for Zhilei Zhang. That's how he ended up fighting Zhilei Zhang last year. Okay? That's how that fight was set up because of the IBF. And that was an eliminator. Okay, so Zhilei Zhang undefeated, Filip Hrgovic undefeated, had to face each other in order for that particular person to become the mandatory for the IBF strap, which is held by Alexander Usyk. Okay, so what they could do, they could award Andy Ruiz on the IBF side. That's if he takes the fight. They could award him to the position that Hrgovic is in. Okay, that's like when Dillian White was mandatory and he got knocked out by Povetkin and he had to fight Povetkin again to regain or recapture what he lost. That's how that should be. And I'm going to tell you right now, Filip Hrgovic taking on Andy Ruiz is a bad matchup for Andy. Why? Because Filip Hrgovic's, 6'5". He's a lot taller. He can box. He boxes in combinations. And I don't know, and I'm not too sure if Andy has the wit or the durability or the mobility to cut off the ring on Hrgovic and throw those bombs, because he's going to have to get inside, because Filip Hrgovic can pop him and pick him apart from a distance and add combinations and add insult to injury with those punches. Okay, anybody that knows Andy Ruiz, he's not really a big fan of tall fighters, especially fighters that fight tall. And one thing I know about Filip Hrgovic, he can fight tall. Now, there are times where Andy Ruiz could get in there and upset Hrgovic or hurt Hrgovic. But I think Hrgovic is young enough. I think he is a good enough boxer, being an Olympian, to keep Andy Ruiz at bay. But then we will also learn if Andy Ruiz learned anything from the Reynosos or from Manny Robles or whoever. You know, basically, I think he's with Goosen now. So he really needs to cut off the ring on Hrgovic and put that pressure to him, because if he doesn't, his ass is going to be grass real soon, and he's going to have a long night with Filip Hrgovic. But anyway, that's just a solution that I have for the IBF. You guys tell me what you think about them and their rules on that side of the street. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.